Hello there everyone, this is Mr.Brass, and this is another video from my good old friend Janson. He wanted me to do a video on secession, so here I go. You see, I've always taken it that secession is American culture. This country was founded on secession and the idea that you can break away from your intruders. I mean, the people that are violating what you consider your rights. And, whenever you bring up secession in the United States, they always have to bring up the Civil War. Now, for one, I personally believe that the Civil War was arguably the worst war that we've ever had and ever could justify. I personally believe that the war should have never happened and that the South should have been let go. Now people say, well, what about slavery? I'm like, slavery still exists in the United States and it would still exist one way or another. There's still that prison loophole that allows slavery. We should have let them go anyway. But the Confederates left for a bad reason, but I don't believe that you have to particularly have a good reason to want to get out of a relationship. I personally believe that the United States should do a secession this time, but actually go through with it. I've advocated a 3-nation secession, where basically we split up the United States into 3 different nations. Basically, it would be red, blue, and purple. Red would be called Jesus Land. Blue would be called Communitopia. And purple would be Fence Sitters United. And, they just go their separate ways. And here's the thing. People don't understand how big and how rich the United States is. If you did that, it's not like you would, like some people say that you'd be leaving the South broke. I'm like, no. If it's a 3-nation thing, that each nation has a state in it that by itself makes them first world. For example, Texas, for red states, they would have Texas. For blue states, they would have California and New York. And in the purple states, they would have Florida. All of these states by themselves would be first world countries. And when you add it up to it, you would get 3 rich nations. And I think that would be for the best, because I don't think we can agree anymore in this United States. Like I've said before, that Californians and New Yorkers share more values with Canadians than they do Americans. And if it would also solve the abortion debate in a bit, because it would be a matter of nations. If New York and California want to pass the most pro-abortion laws ever, they wouldn't have to get it cleared by the federal government anymore. And neither would pro-life states have to get cleared on abortion stuff. So, we would be breaking up into smaller states, which would be more manageable, and it would resolve a lot of conflict. A common objection is the what about China? It's the notion that if the United States were to break up, then China would seize and conquer us through divide and conquer. Well, that, for one, there's no reason to really think that they would do that. They get plenty off of us in our relationships by how we are in our relationships with them. And so we wouldn't have to do that. So I don't think they would do that. But even if that is a true fear that people worry about, we can always have a defense agreement, just like how the United States has with other nations currently. Basically, we split up, but we agree that in the event of a war, we will all come together and we will help each other out. Well, so that would solve the China issue by simply having a defense agreement. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. You like the video, Janson? Well, that is all for today. This is Mr. Brass saying goodbye and get wise.